quite possibly the dumbest thing any MLB The Show content creator has ever done. I got Shohei Ohtani to 1-of-1 Superfractor on the MLB The Show 23 tech test.
Why?
If for some reason you don't realize how stupid this is, the tech test goes away on the 21st. So I get to use this card for what? 3 more days? You know, I think it's finally time that I talk to a professional.
Help me! Help me!
All jokes aside, though, there were a few reasons why I decided to do this. Number one, I did want to make a video on the tech test, and I thought, how could I stand out? What could I do that just seems outrageous? Superfractoring a card in a beta kind of fit that mold for me, and I'm definitely gonna strike out. Yeah. I also wanted to do this because I wanted to show off the two-way versatility of using Shohei Ohtani in Diamond Dynasty now. You plug him at the DH position, and then when you get into the actual lineup screen, you can select him as a 6th starter. I'm honestly really happy they made that change. I love that we can actually use Ohtani as a true two-way player. Oh, Hank! Oh, this stadium? That isn't gonna leave? Freaking 400-foot line drive, dude. And then I swing at that. Oh, brutal. I also wanted to see if there was anything new with the parallel system, if there was new designs on the card, if there was anything that happened when you actually got a card to Parallel 5. And I'm sad to say that nothing changed. But again, this is just the tech test. Who knows if something's actually going to change when the real game comes out. All I know is that in last year's game, they did have the new parallel design in the tech test. Okay, and he's going yard. But if we're being honest here, the parallel grind for Ohtani is really not that bad. Like, he's the easiest card in the game to get Superfractored. Because of his two-way versatility, he gets hitting and pitching parallel points, so you can get him to Parallel 5 in like 6-7 hours, which is what I did. It's really not as crazy of a grind as some people think. Don't get me wrong, it's still dumb, but it's not that bad. And hey, at the end of the day, I can say that I got the first Parallel 5 card in all of MLB The Show 23. Even though it's a tech test, it's not a lie.
Okay.
Anyway, since we're here, let's talk a little bit about it. How do I feel about the MLB 23 tech test? I think it's pretty good. Now, I'm not going to get overly hyped on anything. I'm not going to say that this is going to be the biggest change in gameplay we've ever seen, because realistically, in my opinion, this game does feel pretty similar to MLB 22. Well, there you go, Judge. Nice swing. It feels pretty similar to 22, but the areas in which they've improved, in my opinion, are going to make a big difference. Since we're at the plate, let's talk about hitting first. My biggest frustration when it came to MLB 22's hitting was not anything to do with like the late hits or off PCI stuff. My biggest frustration was the foul balls and just the inability to put people away with 2 strikes consistently. There were way too many 2nd, 3rd, 4th, even 5th chances in at-bats that had no business going that far. And in my experience with the 23 tech test, I feel like the frequency of foul balls is toned down a lot, and there is an increase in the amount of strikeouts that I'm seeing. Once again, I can only speak for my own gameplay, but that's kind of what I'm feeling like so far. And I really like that because as a hitter, it forces me to become a little bit more disciplined. It forces me to have a better approach at the plate, and I know that I won't be able to rely on just moving the PCI and being able to make contact with any pitch anywhere. I think if they keep this going into the actual launch of the game, it's going to be a really, really good change, and it's going to take a lot of frustration out of hitting, which is what I want. The very late, very early, weak hits and all that stuff, they're still going to happen. It's a baseball video game. You're never going to get away from that. But those were the most frustrating to me when it was on like the 5th time that they got a second chance in the at-bat. You know what I mean? After all the foul balls, and then they get that very late cheap hit. That, to me, was when it was most frustrating. So I'm a big fan of everything they've done in the reduction of foul balls and all that type of stuff. They did also mention in the gameplay feature premiere on Tuesday that there would be a... Bo Bichette? Bo Bichette? Dude, if this does not go... Oh my God, can I stop hitting it to that corner of the field? Is that staying in play? Oh, no. No. Oh my, he's in the wall. I take back everything I said. This tech test sucks. But for real, going back to the actual gameplay feature premiere, they said that you should notice less cheap hits and more good swings being you know, better outcomes for the hitter. I gotta be honest, in my limited experience with the tech test, I really haven't noticed much of a difference in that department. Just my 2 cents. I mean, I don't know. I don't have as many swings as I had in 22, obviously, but I haven't really felt a change in that area at all. But yeah, through a couple days of the tech test, that's kind of my thoughts on the hitting side of things. Of course, let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of the experience that I've had in the game. Do you think the foul balls are just as bad? Do you think the blue pits are worse or better than they were? Like, what's your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know some other opinions. But now that we're back on the fielding side of things, let's talk about that. And let's specifically talk about this new throw meter. I've seen some people say on Twitter that they really don't like the new throw meter, and I've seen some people say that they love it. In my opinion, I'm definitely on the side of I think it's a really good change. Can I get him at second here? Come on, Mookie, fire it in. And I think it's a good change that I didn't even realize the game even needed, if that makes any sense. Oh man, he's gonna get to third. I'm gonna throw it to second. But what I mean by the change that I didn't even think was necessary is when you think about it, fielding in this game has been pretty automatic for years. As soon as a ball has been put into play, you could basically just kind of... Wow, that hung so bad. How did I mess up that pitch that horribly? Hit him at second. At least we'll get it out here. But when a ball has been hit into play in past years, you could basically turn your brain off. You knew exactly what you were supposed to do. As long as you threw the ball in the middle of the throw meter in that green, you were going to get it every time, regardless of any sort of degree of difficulty that that play had attached to it. I cannot get an out right now. This is what I get for grinding against the CPU during a tech test to Superfractor a card instead of just playing online. But I really do like how now every single time a ball is hit into play, you actually kind of have to be paying attention because that throw meter is going to move, and it moves a lot. Like it's not like it moves a little bit here or there. It will move drastically depending on any sort of difficulty that that throw has attached to it. And this is definitely going to be a learning curve. You're going to be making some errors. I'm sorry, do we have variable umpires on or what? You're going to be making some errors. You're going to be making some mistakes. It's going to happen, but it's all part of the learning process. And I think in the long run, the new throwing meter is going to make fielding a lot more fun and a lot more important than it's ever been. My favorite part of Diamond Dynasty is the team building aspect. So now that I have to really be looking at, you know, the throwing attributes, whether it be accuracy, throw power, all that stuff, I'm going to have to be taking that into account when I'm building my lineup with how this new throw meter works. There we go, Hank. Ooh, there we go. Ball 4. We got a couple guys on. Jorge Posada. Oh my God, that's a tank. We're right back in this ball game. I'm trying to think what else really there is to talk about for this tech test. I mean, I already talked about all the gameplay stuff that I like the changes for. Talked about the two-way player versatility. I like that change there. Have not gotten around to doing any sort of ranked co-op. I probably will at some point this weekend. I'll get a couple buddies together and we'll kind of get on that. Yeah, I'm trying to think really what else there is to talk about. Oh, we got to look at the captain's boost. If you guys didn't know, MLB The Show is adding a new feature into Diamond Dynasty called Captains. And basically, team captains are going to give boosts to your Diamond Dynasty squad based off how you build it. And it's going to kind of work like chemistries in like FIFA and Madden and games like that. And we got our first look, I think by accident, because they actually took it out. I don't think they meant to put this in the tech test. But on the Brooks Robinson card in the tech test, he had a tab on his card that said captain on it, and it showed the different tiers of the captain boosts and what the actual boosts look like. I'll put it on the screen right now if you want to pause it and see for yourself and kind of read through it. I do feel like plus 15 on contact and power on tier 3 is a lot, but I don't know if that's the final numbers that they're gonna go with or if that was kind of just a placeholder, because once again, they took it out. It wasn't even really supposed to be in the tech test, so who knows if those are actually like the final versions of that. And also the caliber of player that they're asking you to put in there. You know, you've got the guys with like 90 fielding and like 60 speed or something like that. They're trying to add some sort of balance factor into it. So hopefully the balance all works out pretty well, but I'm really excited for captains because like I said, my favorite part of DD is the team building. So the more ways you can make lineup crafting a little bit more unique, I'm fully on board with. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much all my thoughts on the tech test. So let me know what you agree or disagree with down in the comments, and we'll get some more information over the coming weeks. I'm sure we'll get a full Diamond Dynasty feature premiere that breaks down some changes, because they did mention that Diamond Dynasty is going to get some big changes, and I'm curious what those are going to be. I don't really have any predictions, but I feel like Diamond Dynasty could use a little bit of a refresh. So Hopefully it's something awesome. There's a cheap hit. Jorge Posada again. No doubt off Jacob deGrom. He's driven in all 5 runs. This guy's the GOAT. Oh, man, I just missed my spot there. Dude, that was a good pitch, too. I'm not even mad at that. Woo. This guy's locked in the 6th. I have to get Ohtani out of the game. I took Ohtani off the mound, but he's still my DH, so he's still here in the game. And he's gonna line out. Oh, wait, I forgot about one thing I wanted to talk about here. They added this new PCI thing, the bat icon on the middle of the PCI. Gotta be honest, I don't love it. It's not my favorite. I feel like it takes up a lot of the screen. Wait, I didn't just go yard the first swing with the bat PCI, right? Okay, thank you. I don't know. I feel like it just looks big. And it's also confusing because SDS in the past has said that the PCI is not the bat, and now they gave us a bat like icon thing. So I don't even know what to think anymore, man. All right, let's jump to the 9th. Still down 2. See if we can make a miracle happen. Dude, not again. Not again. How many times am I going to get screwed in that left field corner? I really superfractored Ohtani just for him to go 0 for 5 and give up 7 earned. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, that's not the way to end it. Well, I took an L in the tech test. Shohei Ohtani really showed out today. But hey, Jorge Posada, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. That was pretty sick. Either way, that was a fun game. And yeah, we still got a month